The main reason why I made this list is because I would love to help the small creator who's actively making their own game into mobile. Most of the indie games developer will not have enough cash to make their dream come true, but actually they have a ton of ideas. That's why I think we should always appreciate their hard work. Remember to like this video and please enjoy the video of Top 10 Best Indie RPG for Mobile 2026 Indie Games for Android and iOS. OP Age Hunter. This is the best One Piece game on mobile so far that we can play in English version. The game is developed by Dracula Gaming. They keep updating the game and consistently give news through his official YouTube channel. A lot of characters with their strongest form are available to play, like Luffy, Nikamot, Chang, One Hand, the Emperor or Kaido, and many more. You know, I really love to see how every character is well on representing the actual anime appearance, which is pretty accurate as an indie game. Well done, Dev. Even the skill showcase looks so charming with a great showcase. There are a lot of battle arenas we can pick. Also, two of the modes can be selected, which are the battle and also the open world mode. Unfortunately, the open world mode needs more optimization. He needs to add the NPC, main quest, side quest, and also the enemy around the city. The game's combat mechanism of One Piece Age Hunter is we can use two different skills of the light skill and also the heavy skill. The cooldown time and the damage number will be different. Jumping, dash, and block action can be used along with the combat started. Sea of Stars is one of the most wonderful game on mobile that made by indie developer. His name is Sabotage Studio. He comes from Canada and they really did a great job by having an ambitious project. Basically, the game was inspired by a SNES games era where the classic JRPG was to dominate the market trend. I would say the handcrafted is gorgeous with a lot of attention to detail on any side of the visual. You know, the music is perfectly blended with the storyline. Surprisingly, they took a famous games composer for his music background, which is Yasunori Mitsuda. She is well known as the music creator of Chrono Trigger. Once you play this game, then you will realize how a AAA JRPG perfectly comes into a mobile platform. I'm sure the first impression will easily hook you to keep playing it until the end of the story. The combat mechanism is a turn-based RPG, but you need to play actively to deal extra damage or to block the enemy's attack. Naruto Online MMORPG. This game is absolutely impressive even though it's just made by an indie games developer, but I would like to appreciate the visual and graphic. It just looks so magnificent and pretty similar to the actual anime character we know. This game has an open world based on a seamless concept, so we'll have the freedom to explore the world as we wanted without any limitation or no loading screen we will see. The whole gameplay has an auto concept, the pathfinding, the combat, and everything will run automatically. So we just need to tap the mission icon and the hero will follow the instruction to the main mission. I think it should need more optimization, especially the villagers should be busier because the village looks quiet. Once they add more villagers, then the game will become way more alive. Titan Strike. Does anyone know this game? It's pretty good and amazing. Even the game was made by a solo person and that's well known as a Swami. Finally, this game released officially on the Play Store and can be played freely. We don't have to spend any penny to enjoy it. I'm sure everyone knows what this game is inspired from. Yes, Attack on Titan is the answer. They successfully create it with a great visual and amazing gameplay. You know, the mechanism and how smooth the control we can navigate is the next level. Right now, the gameplay speed is reduced, so the player will be easier to lock the Titan from behind. Basically, the main goal is to kill every Titan we see. We need to lock his neck, because this is his weakness point. The game keeps getting an update and optimized by the developer. I really hope they manage to create the other anime game, not only Attack on Titan anime. Jump Force. Have you ever played this game? Because it's quite tricky on how you can manage the game before you are able to experience it. So the first thing is the game's download is hidden and not many players know how to find it, but you can follow my Facebook fans page of GameMobile HDgraphic to get it. The second way to play is we need to have the older Android version because it will match with the game's engine. Okay, let's get back how the gameplay works. We can pick a limited hero like Goku, Vegeta, and also Frieza. All of the heroes will have a different playstyle that we need to learn their movement. Three main buttons are really important to know: basic attack, skill, and also a button for recharging the energy. Best Indie Game Mobile 2026. Nier Automata. This game is truly amazing. I never seen any Nier game on mobile, and for me this is the best experience we could have so far. Even though it's an indie made, but you guys can't underestimate it. The environment and how the character design is pretty on point to describe how the actual game looks like from the other platform like PC or console one. Hack and slash is the main gameplay. We need to come closer to the enemy. It's important because the aim assist is not running well. We need to maintain the distance and direction to the closest enemy we could. Once you don't do it, then all of the attacks will be going to miss. This game's level is hard, so you need a lot of strategy or timing to win the combat. Cat Quest 2. This game was made by an indie games developer, which is the Jandal Bros. He comes from Singapore, who's actively making this game series. Even they made it by using their own cast, the number of the team is not much, but you all can see the game's quality is really impressive. The gameplay is hack and slash with an ally will support us. He will always be fighting with us side by side. With a melee weapons on our side will easily make a gang fight with a massive enemy at once. This is a storyline based game, so every movement we go should be done by the story. Once the story is stuck, then we can't explore a new area. So it's really important to understand where we should go and how to solve the mystery. Dead Cells. I'm sure everyone knows this game. That's an indication if this indie games developer can make something big that will break the game's trend. This game was made by Motion Twin developer from France. There is no big publisher behind this company. Surprisingly, they all made this game become a AAA game RPG with a fast-paced combat level. Everything looks so engaging. The combat and how fast we should make an action to dodge or block. The selection of weapon is really important to determine how you will choose your own playstyle. The sword will make a huge damage, but you can switch it with a bow to shot from a further distance. That's not what safety is, because most of the enemy will have a sudden attack and long range attack as well. I'm sure you will get stuck often because it looks like a labyrinth, so we need to always move frequently. The minimap will help us a lot along the adventure. This game has a hardcore game level that anyone needs a huge effort to finish. Stardew Valley. This game is absolutely what an indie games developer means. Can you imagine this most popular game pixel art just made by one person? No one can wonder how many profit this person got from the whole career since the game released globally. The game is a great open world game that has 3 different games genre at once: the survival, action hack and slash, and story driven base. But actually the game is more freedom, which is it has a sandbox game base, so you all can do whatever you want every day without thinking on any main quest. I love how we can planting, fishing, getting some material, and get some stuff on the market. Even if it's a pixel game, but the way he showed us how the game works is perfectly amazing. It just looks like we play a simulation live game, right? What do you think? This game made by a semi-indie developer because this company is not big enough, even quite small, if we compare it within the other huge company. Even they made all of the game by their own penny. Surprisingly, the game gets a help from a huge publisher, which is THQ. Fun fact, the game was released on a different platform before, but now they ported it into mobile. Titan Quest is an open-world role-playing game where we play in the medieval era. All of the villagers, architecture, building, and the environment looks so good on describing how the medieval life is. The game's combat mechanism is a real-time hack and slash. The enemy will aggressively come closer to you once you reach a certain radius meter. The best way to grind is to stay away from the other enemy and make a distance, so you will handle the enemy one by one. Remember to like this video and see you on the next list. Thanks.